Greetings. They continue the spiral into the depths of Death House. Who is it that dares to delve further?
I dare.
Dibs.
Can't dibs on the
Can't
first.
dib.
Hey, you can go first if you want. I mean, there's that hallway right there. You can.
Marvelous playing Sasha of the Unseen Eye, the Vistani wizard, and we recently defeated the dreaded broom of the vile broom closet.
Fucking God, are you serious?
With that new victory in hand, I am emboldened to continue and defeat the menace of this house once and for all.
You're such a bitch, you know that?
Broom, Scourge of the Dust Realm.
I'm Robert. I'm playing Greila Austarian, the nature cleric, who is baffled by everyone's obsession with the broom.
It's his deception. I'm just backing it up. Also, I'm Jeff. I'm playing Crack again, and he's not just a monk anymore. He's a ranger too.
Ah, yes, specialize. I am playing Siguror, Minotaur Barbarian, and I've actually gone along with Ancestral Guardian. Hopefully that helps.
Being a ghost there, you know what's upside.
Last time, I believe, you had conquered the villainous Broom, Lord of unknown dark atrocities. And what lay before you, a sparse few rooms shrouded in naught but mystery.
We've defeated Broom, but his master, the Dark Lord Lysol, he will be coming for us all.
I thought you were going to go with Dustman.
Claire Greater pinning down a bunch of kids, unfortunately.
Yeah, let's hit this room. And then there's this big room. And then I think there's like a small closet in that room. Judging from the map I drew.
The map you drew? Oh, you mean, okay,
Yeah, from the house.
in character, I got you, I understand everything. I was like, I just watched David draw the map, but...
You think I'm that kind of guy? Just like, yeah, I drew that.
You drew this? I drew this.
Yeah.
It is mine.
Sakar will make a perception.
Oh yeah, you do bonuses now.
Oh, Sakar.
Yeah, I was also talking for crack perception.
Why would he say that?
I'll perceive some shit. Oh, okay.
Just like, I'm pretty shit.
Some shit. Okay, 22.
Sakar got 13.
Oh.
Jeff
We're
got-
also looking?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got a 22.
22.
And Sakar was looking at the door, you said?
Mm-hmm. Checking out the door.
Sakar looks upon the door and finds nothing amiss. Crack, perhaps over Sakar's shoulder, perhaps under, looks upon the door himself, patting, prodding, finds nothing of interest.
Alright, I'll go through the door first.
Okay.
Well, I'll stay outside until I hear something, just in case. But I will send Sakar into it as well.
Siguror
Afraid of another room?
enters the room and is confronted immediately with a stark white tub affixed to the floor with metal styled and in small claw-like shapes. There is a distant stove in the room, as you've noticed in other portions of the house as well. Something small.
Okay, so this is like the washroom?
It may be.
Oh, there's a stove in here.
To heat water.
Between that and a vessel that is currently empty, but
If
is...
you want to make sense.
What do you think they got? They got running hot water in
You
here?
got magic. Or is...
I don't think they have a bound fire elemental in here being like, heat my water. And don't give me any lip.
Such luxuries are beyond the common Baroviances.
I think the only baller ass wizard here is in that big ass castle over there. I don't think he takes baths much anymore.
Well, does he need to?
Probably not, he's dead. It's not like he's sweating all the time.
Also, he doesn't have time for that shit.
Which is also...
Sakara looking around the room. Seeing, checking out the tub and the stove and seeing if there's anything
Watching how that tub might grab and burn.
22
Was he good?
on perception.
That also leads to another question. I was wondering, castles and stuff that are basically just covered in undead or vampires or whatever, why are they dusty? Undead don't shed skin or hair or any of that stuff to make dust. So why is it dusty? Because dusty is mostly...
Well,
It'll have
zombies
to
are still decaying and stuff. Like, maybe they're losing a little bit of
What'd you
skin.
say?
So you're checking this tub, right? And,
Really, the whole room.
Yeah.
But the tub and the stove in particular, since those are the objects of interest, unless there's like a big ass glowing chest in there, it's just well, none of you asked.
None of you looked up.
Oh no, a chest on the ceiling. What is this? Zelda 64? We forgot to shoot an arrow at the eye thing outside, you guys.
Mm.
It would turn the entire
How
room
could
around.
you? How could you?
In Breath of the Wild, they make you do one of those puzzles where they drop an orb
Oh, yeah.
and they roll, and if you want to, you can just flip the whole thing over, and then they drop it on the underside, and you can just skip the entire maze part because the underside's flat.
Mm.
How courteous?
It's clever. I
I
just
mean, of
skip the
them.
whole maze.
I mean,
Or
of
just
them.
skip the whole maze.
It is clever about cheating.
And there's one that's basically just golf. It's just a giant hammer. You have to hit the ball over a ramp and get into the thing.
Giving the room a once over, apart from what appear to be very old assortments of toiletries and the already mentioned tub and vessel, empty vessel that stands attached to a pipe that leads out towards the roof of the ceiling. Nothing of particular interest is found. This place, for better or worse, seems to be what it is that meets the eye.
Unless any of you need a bath, I think we can safely say that this room has been thoroughly searched, yes?
Eighth room is clean.
Shut the fuck up. I'm going to pull Sakar back and check out this door now. It looks to lead to some sort of bedroom, judging by that.
Who knows what's behind that door?
Who knows?
Well, I mean, it's a kitchen that someone put a bed in the middle of just to mess with anyone looking at maps.
Who knows what's behind that door?
I mean, the dollhouse.
Hey,
would
maybe
also
if we
hold
dicked
that.
with the dollhouse, it would have also dicked with the house. So we could just move shit to different rooms. Huh.
That's a bad idea.
You may. Well, Sakar, you may look.
Sakar got a 10.
Sakaro flutters in front of the door.
Again, well,
You hit your pass.
14.
Apart from some regal trappings here and there, nothing of particular interest catches Sakaro's eye. Crack looks it over, touches it, wipes against it, feels it.
Why do you keep making them
Maybe because he's thinking
Because that's how
crack
you
is
check
whack.
for traps.
I mean,
You have to get close to the door.
okay.
You have to get very close.
I cannot believe you just
What did you say?
said maybe that's because crack is whack. And I was in the middle of about to say something. I was just like,
Anyway.
Whack or not whack, crack finds no source of future attack.
Okay, good.
Through the door.
The nicely furnished oaken door is pushed open
how nicely furnished.
as Siguror, fairly nice. This
Can I sell
place,
this door at the door store?
I'm not
the
carrying
door
that
economy of Barovia is not what it once was.
There's also, this is a real door.
I was
not a
making a
fake door.
joke about how in town there's that place called the door store where they sell doors. That's all they sell.
Well, I
Have
mean,
you guys never seen the door
I've seen
store?
the door
There's
store.
Yeah, it's
many,
been
there's
inside of
many
it.
things that need doors. Refrigerators,
Barovia
stoves,
Does not have a door store.
cabinets,
At
doll
least-
houses.
The last time you were here, Barovia did not have a door store.
Fair enough.
Though perhaps with some browsing.
A toilet
Maybe it
lid.
will be like our town that'll have 800 antique shops.
There's only one way to find out.
Well, I mean, in this day and age, would they be considered antiques, or are they just?
Yeah, they're always
General-
antiques, except like at the
day.
start of time. There's always old shit. It's just back then they used to call them magic item shops.
Siguror enters through the double doors and finds a cobweb-strewn bedroom of large proportion.
Okay, that's weird.
Nicely stuffed chairs. There's a four-corner bed or four-poster bed in the distance. Furthermore, it also has a very nice rug at the bottom. It's nice and velvety to the touch. Should any of you not be wearing shoes.
I
check the
am
bed.
wearing shoes.
I'm wearing shoes too.
I'll check the bed.
There are very nice,
I don't think I
if
can.
somewhat tattered with age, gossamer veils around the bed as
Yeah, you
well.
two don't wear shoes.
Well, yeah, but
Yeah.
Hooves. Yeah, hooves and talons. So
which is funny because Minotaurs don't get the negative decline and such.
it's because they're swole.
Yeah.
Centaurs get the penalty to climb. It's not just because they have hooves. It's because
A fucking horse
they
body.
weigh like a ton and a half. Technically, a Luxodon should get a climb penalty, but they don't for reasons.
Upside
The elephant people.
Elephant people.
Oh, God. They don't get a negative decline.
Well, besides checking in, I got 60 on the bed.
Did you say 16 or 69?
Alright, there's some moisture.
I
on
heard
this.
69. Cool.
Someone spit on Jeff.
Oh, shit.
Kick their ass, Jeff.
False creed.
Yeah. Hit it. That's what I was going to say.
False creed spit on
Well, it was noticeable because it was like a moist part. I was like, what
you. It's just a gleam in his eye.
Spit on the
the fuck?
non Mario.
Huh?
Spit on the non-bleeder.
Spit it on flavor.
Giving the room further scrutiny, Crack spots a portrait over on the far wall of a man and woman who dress in regal attire and are both blonde. He also spots a different rug towards this area of the room that, while it's old and faded, it's got some stripes on it. Appears to be some kind of animal fur.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a dresser upon which a box sits.
Well,
Dusty
they
like
can
the rest. It
investigate
almost blends in.
the box and stuff. But if Sakar gives me a heads up on the animal rug, I will use my action to take control of her senses. And can I roll make an intelligence nature check to figure out what kind of animal it is?
Sure.
Okay.
You want to dig with the box?
I feel like that was a huge waste of a 27.
You would know this patterning anywhere. It's a tiger skin rug.
Okay, that's pretty cool. I know what a tiger is. Are there tigers in Barovia? Well, I mean, there must be. They got a tiger skin. But like, Jesus.
Maybe with small good.
You have heard of tigers in your studies in passing. This rug is noteworthy because, yes, as resident of Barovia, you are almost certain that there are no tigers here. Admittedly, you are fallible, but
Well, it could have been gifted from one of the other realms.
it is quite likely imported.
Because even though Ravenloft... Because Barovia isn't all of Ravenloft, it's just one of the realms controlled by one of the Dark Lords. My master is from another one that I should have written in my notes, but I don't, but whatever.
Oops.
Do I know... Are there other places in Ravenloft, like, bigger than Barovia that have tigers? So, like, it's... I'm just asking out of curiosity.
Yeah, you're not sure.
Not too sure? Okay. Well, that's weird. I will... How big is it? Like, if I roll it up.
It's pretty big. Like,
I mean, it is a tiger
Is it
skin.
a full tiger skin? Or
like
Does that have a mouth?
about like 20 by 25 feet. It does not have a mouth at the end. Like, it doesn't have the head.
That is not
Or
a
there's, like, a
rug.
little
That
bit
is a carpet.
of the top of the head, but it doesn't have like the full face on it, which
So
is
it's like
part
a
of.
giant tiger skin?
It's a big rug.
It's a dire tiger skin, but they trimmed off all the spikes. Because everything dire has spikes.
Jesus Christ. Okay.
That's not true. First of all.
I will say a lot of dire animals have spikes on them, actually.
Yeah, but I'm just saying. He said all.
Everyone I've seen that has like a visual image has spikes on them.
Like dire werewolves. Or
Yes.
not dire wolves.
Yeah, dire wolves have spikes.
Mhm.
Dire bears have spikes.
Mhm.
Dire rats have spikes.
Okay.
I know that sounds weird and like it would look weird, but you play Neverwinter Nights too. Remember when you go to the Druid Grove? You get attacked by that dire bear and those dire wolves and the dire badgers, and they all have spikes.
It's been a while to play Neverwinter.
Fair enough. But yeah, dire animals have spikes on them for some reason.
But they don't add tax to them for some
Well,
reason.
no, they're not like goring spikes. They're just to make them look big and intimidating, I guess. I always thought it was weird too.
It is.
That means dire sharks are spiky sharks. That is horrifying.
Those aren't smooth.
Yeah, well, David, no sharks are smooth.
If you tried to
Yeah,
pet
they
a
are.
Oh my god!
if you tried to pet a
I
shark,
thought I
it
would
cut
finally
your
get
hand.
away.
It would like cut your hand up. It's like running your hand across a razor wire.
Well, maybe if you do it like the opposite way.
Yeah, no, it is one way.
Like how fur
Oh.
bristles. If you
Okay,
go
I
the
thought it was
wrong
like
way,
actually
only more
sharp
dangerous.
and just big.
I don't
Flip
think
up
so.
one.
It's if you go
Look,
it's if you
I'm
go
not
like
gonna
against it that it cuts you, but if you go like from back to front, it doesn't. I'm pretty sure, like 99% sure that's how it works.
If sharks were smooth this whole time, why did you bite it?
that's not what being smooth means.
Nice. Sharks are smooth, like fish aren't wet.
No, water's not wet. Fish are obviously wet.
No, in order for them to be wet, there needs to be air.
No.
If
Can
fish
you
are
just
surrounded by
shut-
air, they're just surrounded by water.
Okay.
I know kind
We're
of
gonna
dumb thing
take
you're
them wrong,
talking
David.
about.
Yes, I will say in character. This creature, the tiger, very there. We should take its. We should take this.
How big is the portrait?
The portrait is a pretty decent size.
I'm gonna
You
start
had to
rolling up
estimate like
log. But my 7th strength score will impede me, and I will ask for help. From,
maybe like
I got a 7
From
in strength
Siguror.
too.
Hey,
Like
together you
8
guys can equal
8
a
feet
commoner
by
in
4
strength.
8 feet by 4 feet. That's
feet. Maybe 4.
Actually, no, wait, those are negatives. That means both of you together are weaker than a commoner.
Ooh, you should have. Well, I can't take the pain.
It'd be difficult. It's a big standing.
Might be something behind it.
The box.
Doubtful. It's a big thing.
Siguror picks up and opens the box.
Well,
It
we'll just check out
finds-
the traps.
An assortment of jewelry inside. Perhaps in better times, it was somebody's jewelry box.
I would like to roll intelligence to discern the value of the jewelry. Taking over Sakar's senses as an action to do so.
Oh, I was just gonna close the box and pocket it.
As you're about to close the
Not for not for everybody. Just jewelry. Okay, we'll look at it
as
later.
you are about to close the box, Sakar like flies over and lands on your shoulder and like kind of bumps your head to like kind of get your attention real quick, and then like scoots over or leans over and starts
got
inspecting what's in your hand.
An 18 on determining the value of the jewelry.
Your owl appears to be very nosy.
I would say, what were you going to tell us, that you found rares and valuables?
Of course, just now really shouldn't be the time.
We have a moment. We are gathering things.
Sakar
Only take a
scans
second.
over 3 rings that lay inside. Naked eye would assess them to be gold. Given the size, you, via what you are seeing through Sakar, would estimate you could get about you could probably get 70 to 75 gold for each of them. Depending on who you ask.
ring? Jesus.
Nice. I will say,
Furthermore,
these are quite nice, actually.
there's also within a thin silvery necklace that's set with stones. It takes a little more squinting and a little more thinking on Sasha's end, but given having handled like precious metals and gems as part of components and whatever, he's capable of recognizing platinum when he sees it.
Platinum necklace?
It's a pretty thin necklace.
So nice.
So it is expensive, but it's definitely
It's like actually
Less.
worth a platinum or
it's
something?
also got a blue pendant on it, which you're not super sure, but you think it's topaz. Either way, you could probably get up about $750 for this.
Jesus
I will
Christ.
say these are all extremely nice, and with the right buyer, we should
You
be.
said 750.
I said 7 to
Oh,
750.
7 to 750.
So I say, with the right buyer, we could make quite a bit of gold. I will look around once we escape this place. Of course, we will divide it up fairly.
Yeah.
Into fifths, of course.
Fours.
Did not Sakar
The bird doesn't get a share.
the bird
Only that bird gets a share. I don't give a crap.
That bird gets a share.
I think it's a share.
Of course. Yes. Would you not want to share with your estranged cousin? And I will pet Sakar.
Ow.
Sakar does not openly protest, but he does cock his head, perhaps recognizing his name.
And I will say to Sakar, it's okay, I will share with you. Yeah.
It leans, it nuzzles, seemingly understanding.
We know about this door, or have to make a roll to scavenge around the room?
You do, you know.
I will send Sakar to check the door.
Nothing above the basement is now secret, having beheld
It's one
the
room.
naked truth of the
It's one.
death houses.
It's a 5x5 room. What's the worst that could be in here?
Sakar is so disheartened by your refusal to give her an equal share of the gold that she's just rolling worse and worse.
That's too bad.
Okay.
Sakar,
Can take what you can carry in copper.
Sakar
My cat's bull strike on
Yes.
Sakar.
flaps in front of the door, Detects nothing amiss, though this door is maybe a little nicer. There's a little bit of extra decoration on this one.
On the closet door?
Well, on this door.
The door that looks like it goes to a closet.
You make that joke, but I'm gonna find a potion of enlarge, cast bull strength, and have Sakar drink a potion of enlarge, and be like, she can carry quite the bit.
Doesn't large stack?
Crack,
No, but
desiring
between
to
that and
look
bull
at the door
strength,
as
that's a pretty
well,
quick character class.
reaches out and interacts with it, with claw and eye, and of course, brain. And also spots that this door has a little bit more decoration on it than the last. It's got some engravings on the four corners that are just little decorations.
So lucky I'm not a dwarf, and I just start like chipping off the
shit off.
golds and being like, it's not any useful here.
Or what about Tabaxi?
Who's going to use it? The children?
Tabaxi on many episodes, they're just like interesting objects, interesting looking objects.
I think that's what he's saying, is that
They probably just take the whole door instead of taking something out of it.
It's a wooden door.
it's a cool one.
So anyway,
I know they're not into
Siguror
I read the thing.
opens the door and is met with a wall of moth-eaten cloth suspended from the ceiling. A variety of garments, as well as a few empty boxes, and that they do not have tops, meets you.
Wardrobe closet.
Still might as well look through anyway in case there's something.
haven't you been casting detect magic by the way?
Well, basically every like time we have 10 minutes to search a room, I'll be casting detect magic during it. So I should ask, did my detect magic detect anything?
No.
Okay. Still gonna have Sakar look anyway, just in case there's something hidden in there. Maybe one of the pockets. Excuse me. Of some of the garments. And if there's still a moth in there, she can just eat it. And, I'll do moths.
I also know they're
21.
not fans that actually their interests can change.
The moment that Sakar makes contact with the contents of the closet, they burst into dust and fall like a wave.
Sakar does, or the contents in the closet?
The contents.
Okay. You see, I thought you were also going to say the claws wrap themselves around Sakar. Just.
Well, and if she dies,
Sakar is quickly buried. That's awfully callous.
Well,
Sakar is merely buried in dust.
I will reach over and pick her up and start dusting her off.
The closet, now empty.
Was there anything in the dust?
It's annoying.
Sasha fishes around a little bit.
Yeah.
Pulls up a chunk that thought was something, but then also like crumbles further, and it doesn't seem so.
Okay. I'll dust Sakar off.
And I think we're done with this floor, correct?
Yeah.
What's this thing over here, David?
You're almost done with this floor.
Hmm.
There is another spot on this floor that begs your attention as behind you doors swing open and a fierce wind howls through the room.
The Dullahan.
Oh, fuck that. Everybody just throw your gold on the floor.
That'd be fucking sick.
Oh, it wouldn't. I need gold for stuff.
No, I mean a Dullahan appeared right now.
Oh.
That'd be fucking sick. I'm not sure if the D&D Dullahan runs away at the sight of gold.
I thought they just
I
couldn't
don't know
cross
what
it.
CR is, but I'm pretty sure it's too high to fight.
Yeah.
I don't care. I said it's sick. It's not good. Peering out the double doors, Siguror sees a small balcony that looks into the stiff, solid face of mists that surround you.
Have they seemed like they've been getting closer to the house at all? Like encroaching? No.
In mind of their own, they seem to stay. A mercy, though temporary. Perhaps deliberate.
Slam the door shut. Fight.
The doors are slammed. Siguror cares not for the doom and gloom of howling winds. But perhaps time will change that.
I'm actually gonna say, how close was the mist?
Same. Hasn't moved.
I would still like to take a closer look. I'm gonna go out on the balcony and have Sakar look around. Is the balcony actively covered in mist?
No.
Okay. Then I'm gonna have him look around. Maybe look around the balcony, see if there's anything like under it, something that might have pushed the door open, other than just foul winds.
Wing elemental.
Oh.
You push. Sakar flies and looks around. Despite the circumstances, the fresh air is nice. Being cooped up in that house for as long as you have. Sakar looks, lands, inspects the ground upon which he is perched, the cement of the balcony, eyes some of the railings, but finds nothing worth hooting about.
Who gives a hoot?
Just couldn't help yourself, huh?
Good love rock this in our life, man.
Okay. Now we can move on. Everything has been thoroughly checked. Let's head down to that library and yeah, I'll read up on what this thing is.
You descend to the study, and then beyond that, the hidden library. While Sasha is studying, what will the rest of you be doing?
We're gonna take a long rest then, weren't we?
This will count as basically end of the day.
Very well.
We'll like bar the door, I guess, if we can.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna have to...
There is some furniture that you could prop against the door of the study proper.
Okay.
You
It's
should
not
take
the
our
best
time to
barricade.
rest now. Once I have discovered what matter of demon lies within the basement, we will have to move swiftly to defeat it. We will want to be at full strength.
But I suppose I'll take care of preparations for myself now then.
It would be wise to do so. You may also wish to have a guard, although I will not be available. I hope you understand. Also out of character. Having me stand watch is a bad idea. I don't know why, but it's just a bad idea.
What do you see?
And I wanted to ask, last week you gave me inspiration for playing on my bond. I would like to spend that now on the investigation check to discover the nature of the, well actually, so you can spend inspiration after you roll, right? To give yourself another roll? Like, can you do it once you've rolled once?
I'm not positive of the specific rolling yet, but I'm going to say yes, because that makes sense to me.
Okay. Well, on the off chance I roll really well, I'll save my inspiration. But
Yeah,
if not,
how does that suck? I want to spend my inspiration. First roll, 20.
Jesus
Well,
Christ.
That's how we'll go down.
Yeah. I got a 26 on my investigation check to discover the nature. With all the information we gathered up to this point, talking to the ghost kids, I'm going to read through all the books, try to narrow down which book I think he used to summon the demon specifically, and figure out exactly what it is.
how funny would that have been if it was the book that we took?
It's possible.
Then while they're
True.
while they're
I'm
doing
going to try to
that,
figure out all its strengths and weaknesses, And yeah,
Or maybe figure out exactly what type it is.
yeah, well, everything.
Yeah.
Just I'm trying to figure out everything. I got a 26, 19, plus 7.
And what kind of check was it? For
Investigation.
flavor's sake? Okay.
Investigation is like reading books, and it's basically a combination of like the research skill from Call of Cthulhu and the old D&D 3.5 gather information.
Hmm.
It's figuring out stuff either through like finding out. Like every other intelligence check is remembering, investigation is figuring it out.
Well, okay.
Talking to people, consorting with contacts, reading books, which I don't know. Well, I think it's a cool skill because I like games that have like a you figure shit out skill.
Alright. And so then I guess when we're doing the long rest, I'll take first rest so I can, or I'll take first watch. And then apparently I have something on here that rates you for trait stuff. The beginning or end of every day have to do a ritual that is strange to everyone else.
And
what
you do
would
your
that be
strange
this
ritual
time?
over there.
Would basically just be pulling out one of the side tables, candles, taking a locket out that has picture and emblem in it, bowl, spices, and like incense shit, and burn it, and just basically sit there and look like praying.
You prepare to rest.
I actually have no tools.
Some of you a little more unusually than others.
Oh,
Save for Sasha, who goes to study.
I mean, I should know. I'm not like going all through the night. I'm doing it and then taking part of a rest too.
However long you need for it to be considered rest.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
It's gonna be really lame if everyone walks down there level 3 and I'm just like, guys.
You had your time to sleep!
No!
I was curious, but you know.
I mean, you can do some like light activity during a long rest.
Who does right now?
Yeah, I know.
As long as it's not physically intensive, right?
You had volunteered to take first watch. Who would be next, and who would be next after that?
So we need like 2 hours, or 8 hours, so like what? 2...
We need 3 hours each, probably.
I'll go next.
I don't think the time matters. He just wants to know the order.
I'll go last.
Okay. You do your best to rally the furniture within, mount it against the doorway, then you prepare to rest. Save you who studies first.
Yes, I will have my unseen servant like bring me books and then put them back, and Siguror will sit on my shoulder and let me borrow her eyes to read the tomes.
Are you sure we shouldn't just burn those?
Yeah, I'm positive.
The rest,
Although it's probably pretty weird that books keep getting up and like flying over to me.
the rest is troubled. The house creaks and groans with a sense of theatricality. There are a few times in the night where you swear you can hear a distant scream or a low growl.
It's
At
not
the
creepy.
fringe of your hearing. Not enough to confirm you actually heard it, but enough to wonder. Though you awaken feeling no more comfortable, you do awaken refreshed. Sasha's studies are interesting, to say the least.
Yeah.
Confusing, to use a different word.
Oh, I hope not. I rolled one off of the highest I can possibly roll.
Looking through the books, something doesn't add up.
Okay.
There's a lot of information here, but almost all of it contradicts itself, which
Okay.
makes it quite difficult to draw a conclusion, at least using the library.
Well, hopefully I can use my own experience, in knowledge of the arcane and demon summoning and my master's teachings on religion and demon hunting to kind of help me cut through some of the bullshit.
It goes a little farther than bullshit.
Ah,
One book will specifically lay out a perfect array for how you can sort with chain demons specifically. And there will be another book that will specifically talk about how this demon is beyond the power of an array. And such a thing would never work. And instead it can only be compelled by a sacrifice of the flesh. There are places where they refer to something as an imp, and a different one where they refer to the same creature, same illustration, as a ghoul, so on and so forth.
okay, but I mean, I know the difference between an imp and a ghoul, right?
Yes,
Or
these
not?
books do not.
Okay.
Furthermore, the information that you got from the children was vague. You already knew that, and you're using this extra information to try to cross-reference what they said. Talk about it being in the basement, that hints at something, you suppose, something specifically tied to being underground, or perhaps somebody that prefers the underground. It narrows it down more.
Something that might be light sensitive.
Perhaps something that would be light sensitive, which is helpful in its own right. You try to recall just simple things that you know about this place moving through here that might also be useful. The fact that, Strahd von Zarovich was aware of this place, seemed to think little of it, perhaps could hint at the fact that there's only so powerful, whatever it could be, Though admittedly there are many things that Strahd's power dwarfs.
Do I know that? Sorry, I guess I should ask. The rumors about him, do they involve any sort of like demon summoning at all?
You can make a check to be certain.
What kind of check would that be?
Did I get a reminder of your knowledges?
Oh, I have every knowledge. Do you want Arcana, History, Nature, and Religion? I have all four.
I guess history would be the best.
9.
You've heard rumors, but you can't think of anything concrete.
Right.
It's
okay.
likely not beyond his power, but currently
He
he's
might
not
not.
known for it.
Right.
Nothing specific.
Okay. Well, then I guess what I'm asking. So does my investigation not tell me what kind of demon it is or creature? It's not a demon.
Ultimately, your investigation comes to the roundabout conclusion that whatever creature is down there, it can't actually be a demon or devil. It must be something else
Okay.
that could perhaps either be made or coaxed or otherwise herded, to use an improper term, because it's down there. The kids implied that at least one of their parents thought they would be safe if they were up there, which rules out things that can teleport and things that can otherwise move for themselves. It's something that's
Could it be an
sensitive to
elemental?
light.
Oh, okay.
You believe is a pretty
It's
good
all
guess.
That isn't a demon or a devil.
Can't go through walls, can't teleport.
Can it be
And
type
is
of
weak
undead?
and is weak enough that, admittedly, he's really strong, but is weak enough that Strahd himself would consider it no real big deal.
So, do I think it might be undead then? Like a ghoul or
Ghoul.
ghoul, a vampire or
Definitely not. You're thinking probably not an undead because, well, quite frankly, if they were using any of these books to try and do whatever it was, it just plain wouldn't have worked. You don't think that they would be capable of raising any
It's
kind
definitely
of
not
undead?
Fae. So that basically leaves like an aberration of some kind.
Well, maybe the books don't have anything
Or-
to do with the monster specifically.
Well,
Let's just find out.
Hmm.
Let's just go find out. I know you don't want to, Sasha. That you'd
to
like
go
to.
in without knowing is foolhardy.
We don't really have another choice, though, do we?
If this is the extent of the knowledge that can be gained, what else can we really do?
There's always more knowledge to be gained.
Whatever it is, it's likely some kind of semi-mindless creature.
That sounds like an elemental.
It could also just be
It
something.
sounds like an elemental, but to be able to control an elemental,
Right, they'd have to be like a powerful spellcaster. Then again, I mean, if the guy summoned it, he's clearly a spellcaster of some kind. In his library, do I find any kind of spell books or?
you find plenty of books that claim to be spell books, but you know are.
Oh no,
No.
spell books. Okay.
And Strahd referred very derogatorily to the parlor tricks that the master of this house engaged in. So it is pretty likely that if they had some kind of spellcaster that was capable of doing such a thing, it wouldn't have been the master of the house.
Right.
They likely had no such person, lest they had a person who would keep their mouth shut about these books that they had hidden away.
Okay. Well,
Yeah, I wonder
Secret
if these are like
tunnels.
a serv. If this
Could
is
be.
like a servant thing that was trying to do something.
could be a golem. But then it wouldn't be sunlight sensitive.
Let's just
How many creatures do I know are sensitive to sunlight? Like the Sasha off the top of his head. Okay, sorry. I guess another way to ask: are there any creatures that are sunlight sensitive that I have not to this point explicitly that I don't know for a fact it can't be? Like I know it's not vampires or any sort of demons.
And
What
can be
light sensitive
Barovia.
creatures do I know aside from that? And I can make an intelligence check for that if you would like.
I would, but I would like it at advantage because you're working with a pretty stacked deck.
I got a. Is this an intelligence skill check or just an intelligence ability check?
I'm unfamiliar with the difference.
Well, with the skill check, I'd be rolling Arcana, History, Nature, or Religion. An intelligence check, I would be at. It's the difference between
I'd
plus
call
5
it a
and plus
skill.
7. Okay, then I got an 18 on my intelligence lore check to figure out light sensitive creatures that aren't ones I explicitly ruled out.
Okay. With this new refocus of information, you're like, okay, what could it be? What could it be that's sensitive, that you wouldn't summon, that could be corralled by
Yeah.
people, and would logically be, air quotes, safely kept in the basement? Especially something from around here.
I still feel like it's the Kandarian.
It clicks into place. It's not that you made a mistake, but that some of the books, technically,
Okay, it's fine.
It's not
World.
you.
the world made a mistake. There's one thing that makes more sense to you than the others. You live here, you know that there's an abundance of murky swampland that is more or less occupied by barbarians and the like. So, someplace that
I think
Strahd doesn't care about. You remember
I would like to solve.
You remember finding something that you didn't think was important until now, but it's a little more important, as perhaps by coincidence, perhaps not, that the children mentioned in the will are both named, respectively, Thornavia and Rosvelda,
That's weird.
which are perhaps weird names, but
Yeah,
they
it's a little
strike me
bit.
fancy now.
Well, they also didn't ask the kids what their names were.
There's a pet.
Yeah, but they're in the will. The will we found?
Yeah.
We don't know if those are the same.
He's saying
You
he might want
don't,
to do it.
but I'm saying that you found a will. There are names in it that are important to this place, which also happen to be particularly interesting because on your train of trying to narrow it down, you realize you assumed that there was some wording that mentioned sensitivity to the radiant energies of the sky, but when trying to narrow it down and finding it just doesn't make sense, light sensitivity leads you right back around to some kind of ghoul or demon or ghast. You're pretty sure that was a mistake on their part. They were not referring to what anybody would assume they were referring to,
Yeah.
the sun, but instead the storms. In particular, lightning. And one after another, it leads back around to what you believe is down there.
Is it a Bodak?
It's not a type of undead.
Okay.
Of that
Oh,
we're
but it's
certain.
just-
Oh,
undead?
yeah. Sorry, I thought a Bodak wasn't undead. What is it then?
Is it a sneaky
Is it a
bush?
small hag?
You are positive that it is a shambling mound.
Yeah, it's a sneaky bush.
What?
Motherfucker!
It's lightning. And
Oh.
that's the only thing that comes to mind because
For a second, I thought he meant it's
kill us
weak to
before.
lightning.
No.
I did,
They're not
Oh.
undead?
which is what you determined.
Shambling mounds aren't undead?
No, they're
No, they're plants.
plants, but
Oh.
Wait, but I
Why
don't
not
think
they-
shambling mounds aren't weak to lightning. They get healed by lightning.
yeah, they get stronger.
Like they regain hit points and they get a haste buff on them if you can strike them with
Are they
lightning.
like different types?
Further,
of
more
mounds?
confusing information from the books, but it won't go away once you're thinking about it.
Okay, I'm pretty sure it's a shambling mound.
If only because
It's
it would
the
need to be
monster in the
significantly
basement.
strong, but also corralled, not a demon or a devil or
Yeah.
a undead of any
So
kind.
I will say,
The
Something
shambling
they can't
mound was
teleport.
resistant to non-magical attacks before, wasn't it?
I'm going to ask you in a second what it's resistant and weak to. I will say in character, I believe the creature in the basement is a animate plant monster of some kind, a shambling mound. Do I know how like their history at all?
You know a decent amount.
And I will say, when a plant sometimes is struck with lightning, it is animated and becomes a creature that attempts to tear and consume. It is very dangerous.
Hmm.
Now, out of character, what is the shambling mound's strengths and weaknesses?
Well, if your studies are correct, and you believe them to be, then you are quite certain of a few things. You are aware of their ghoulish nature, or rather their hideous nature, in that they envelop people.
Yeah.
Or can.
Okay.
Furthermore, you know that that book is nonsense. Energies from above enhance such a creature, as you've already articulated to your comrades. Particularly that it can absorb lightning.
Yeah.
You're aware that there is no blinding or deafening such a creature,
It doesn't have eyes or ears.
Yeah.
as it doesn't have eyes or ears.
How big are they?
They're big-ish. I mean, they're plant.
Typically quite big.
Well, I mean, like, are they...
So that's kind of where I think they're large.
Okay, because I'm just... You believe so? Because I'm just wondering, just because it would have also need to have been able to get from the basement up the stairs.
Well, it's a bunch of
To
plants.
get to
In
the
theory,
front.
you could squeeze into like a pipe or something. Just because it's large doesn't mean it has to stay large. It might be able to like, and then move through stuff like the vines in that one book about the kids who check out the Aztec ruins, and then the plants.
They made a movie off it just called
Yeah,
The Ruins.
They did, but the book was way better. I didn't read the book, but my mom did, and then she watched the movie and she was like, "This movie sucks."
I thought the movie was like about some type of plague.
No. It's about like a
plant that
sentient
murders
plant
things.
that murders things, and then when they try to leave, these Aztec guys like try to murder them. What are the resistances and weaknesses?
And furthermore, you are aware that they are resilient against cold
Mhm.
and heat.
Okay.
Huh.
And they have no weaknesses of any kind?
Not to your knowledge.
Okay. And, out of character, are they resistant to non-magical physical attacks? Do I know that?
I believe you would. And to your knowledge, they are not.
They are not? Okay, cool. Then what I will say is, the Shambler is deadly. However, it is slow. Engaging it up close would be a fool's decision. They are capable of grappling and consuming people. If we do engage it, it should be at a distance, using hit and run. I understand some people may be harder than others. Additionally, fire and ice will not be effective, nor will lightning either. Although I assume for most of you that is a non-issue. It's something I will keep in mind.
I have no use of magic.
Yes. We'll need to get you some sort of projectile.
I have some javelins.
We also have a spear you could chuck.
Yeah, we have a spare spear, so.
There's some javelins. I can also throw hand axes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So basically, on a character, they do a lot of damage, and they take a lot of damage, and they grapple you, so don't ever be fucking next to it. Straight up. However, they should, it should be slower than this. Like, just straight up can't move as far as we can.
Huh.
So if we run away from it consistently and, like, attack it, we can whittle it down.
Okay.
So just keep at a distance, use projectiles. It's not resistant to non-magical damage, so we can hit it. Yeah. And I will say, then I will continue in character and say, now, with that decided, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Crack?
Sure.
Siguror?
Cleaning out the altar, taking everything back. Yes.
Let's go to the basement. Let's go. So, do we want to go up to the top floor and then go in through that entrance, or do we want to go in through a different entrance?
We could go to the top floor and go through the stairs.
You might be able to get a jump on it. Might be the best option.
And look at that model of the place and see how far it is.
What was that?
The model didn't have anything on the basement, unfortunately, so we can't figure out.
It merely depicts the secret.
So it's a bummer that it resists fire.
Oh, because
That leads
it's firebolt?
down.
Yeah, my attack cantrip is useless.
Well, no, they're just resistant. They're not immune.
Yeah, but
This
it'll
is
be doing
true.
half damage.
It is still a bummer, but resistant is definitely better than immune.
Really wish I had magic fucking missile. So I could just cast magic missile.
Oh, fair. I have my darts and that's pretty much it.
Yeah, but that's still something. Oh, you're also proficient with crossbow now.
I have a crossbow. Also, we found
You
crossbow.
found a heavy crossbow.
Yeah, we found a heavy crossbow
Mm.
and a hand crossbow.
So yeah, heavy crossbows at D10 plus dex.
Yeah, but you can only. I mean, it doesn't matter at this point, but you can only attack with it once.
Yeah, I'm saying
unless you're-
for the next fight, it'll do
Yeah.
more damage than his darts will. I mean, his darts will let him follow up with unarmed attacks, but don't be close to it. So
No, most
Do you
I have
want it?
is if it gets close, I can knock it back. That's about it.
yeah, so it sounds like top 4 and then go down is what we're doing, and you've already found it out. So remember,
You ascend
talking about.
in preparation for the ultimate descent.
So let's sneak once we get down there.
We should also probably pull that bar out of the door so it doesn't scrape open.
Well, yeah. No, man, just straight through. Everything will be fine.
You return to the attic, and the attic's the secret door. You remove what you have propped inside, which appears to have gone undisturbed, and then head downwards. The dark, musky steps, eventually giving way to the dark depths that lay beneath the house.
The darkest dungeon.
Just for
Dude,
That's
we're only
17 on stealth.
We're only level 3, man. That's not This mission is too much for me.
Early game is the
Oh,
best time for shit to go on darkest dungeon, because that's most likely when you're going to die horribly.
So
Isn't it like the strategy for Darkest Dungeon is you just get people off the stagecoach, throw them in a dungeon, get as much as you can, pull them out early, stress them the fuck out, and then kick them out of town, and then get
That
them.
is a strategy, yeah. Is to not kill a bunch of early units and spam gold.
got a 1 on stealth. I mean, I have disadvantage, so it's bound to happen anyway. So, just letting you know, David.
Okay.
That's 23.
Well, it's a grew stealth check, as long as, like... Well, we did good. I mean, now...
I didn't quite hear what you and
17.
Crack got. 17,
23.
23.
We're sneaky.
Once
As opposed to Clangs over here.
I got a 2 total.
Thrawn.
So I rolled a 1.
Once down the steps, you are confronted by dark hallways that, while I have drawn them normally, are actually 4 feet in width and go up not too much farther, maybe 6 or 7 feet. In addition to being cramped, it's dark and moist. The caves seemingly dug out of the earth long ago.
What is that?
And your entry proper, stepping over the threshold from the stairway to the inside, is met with soft, distant chanting by a chorus of sinister voices.
Huh.
What direction are they coming from?
They seem to be coming from deeper within. It is difficult to tell.
Can I roll perception to maybe figure out where they're coming from? Or we can just go deeper
You
in.
can.
Okay, well.
Let's go deeper in and figure it out.
Sasha got a 10. Siguror got a 20. We will both listen for where the sounds come from exactly.
A 10 and a 20. Straining your ears, and Sakaro straining theirs. The sound seems to be coming from somewhere in the southern direction.
And I will point
Anymore, you
that
cannot
direction
tell.
and like nod.
Alright, draw a sword at the ready and continue that direction.
I'll
It is
do.
dark. Very dark.
I'm gonna do my. I'm gonna cast Shillelagh on my weapon, and
Is it dark enough to where we actually can't see?
Unlike the rest of the house,
Well, fine.
down here is not lit.
Who has dark vision?
Sakar.
And me? That's it? You motherfuckers can't see?
I'm a minotaur.
Well, I can't see anyway.
I know that, but that was literally kind of a...
Nah, to everybody's large surprise, minotaurs do not have dark vision.
Can I? I'm gonna have Sakar. Okay, so even in dark vision, can you see like the square in front of you, or even without dark vision?
I don't believe so.
You can't see anything? No. Okay, then I'm gonna have Sakar perch on.
If only we had a hooded lantern.
Well, no, that's exactly what I want to avoid because we'll ruin our stealth if we're illuminated. Because he can do light.
Well, hooded lanterns can only be seen from 5 feet away. You have to be within that 5. It puts out 5 feet of light.
That doesn't mean you
Right,
can't see
but
it
it
farther away.
illuminates. That's not what that means. It means it illuminates 5 feet.
And dim light an additional 5.
Yeah, I know. But if someone's 100 feet away and they're by a hooded lantern, I could still see that because they're illuminated. You see what I'm saying?
Fair.
So if we have any light on, it'll ruin our ability to stealth up to them. So what I'm thinking is, can I have Sakar perch on Siguror's shoulder and basically guide him by just like either clawing one direction or the other direction a little bit and just like guide him towards the sound so that we could. And since we're all in a line, it should be easy to follow the person in front of you, right?
Just hand on back and
Yeah.
just go.
For navigation, yes.
Yeah.
For combat,
Well, no. Well, I'm just saying. Just what we'll do is that we'll sneak up on the enemy, see what's going on, and then when we initiate combat, Greila can turn her light on, and then we'll have light.
furthermore, only Sakar will be able to make perception checks.
Actually, Greila has
potential
dark
see.
vision.
Yeah,
Grayla's not in front.
Well,
I can go up front.
then it's up to you guys if, or we can have Greila lead and just put Siguror in the back, and then that way we have 2 people who can still check for traps, and we can sneak up on the enemies without them seeing us. But that's up to you. If you guys don't want to sneak, then
I'll go up
Greila
front.
can put her
These
light
are all
on, and we can
And
just
I'll-
walk normally. I think
If y'all hold hands or something like that,
Hold hands,
well, shut the fuck up. Or hold each other's wrist or something so you can hold your weapon or whatever you got.
That's what you just do, hand on the back.
Does it really matter?
Doesn't matter
Yeah.
how it's done. Regardless, if y'all do that, I can
Yes.
lead you
Yeah.
without
One's less.
you all bumping into things. I mean, I rolled shit on myself, so I'll probably be seen if that is how David wants to do it. But I can lead you guys, and you guys can scatter. if
When
you
you're
want.
making a group check,
Yeah.
it's about like the total, not that way one person rolling bad because they're a heavy
Doesn't
armor
ruin
guy
it.
doesn't immediately ruin the party's ability to do stealth, which I think is a cooler way of doing it because, you know, it sucks when everyone's like, let's sneak up on the enemies, and the cleric's like, thanks!
I'll go in front.
Very well.
And
So
I'll
switch
lead them.
Greila and Siguror.
Alright.
Or I can just be in back, but that might not be the best idea in the world. If something
you
sneaks
still
up
want
on
to do
us.
the Sasha thing for me for the back, that's fine. So then we have somebody who can see in the front, somebody who can see in the back.
Taking the
Is
front.
that what
You
you're
mean
saying?
Sakar?
Being able
What
to
did I say?
see in the
I said
dark.
Sasha.
Sorry,
Greila
Is Sasha gonna
notices-
perch on your shoulder and be like, I have dark vision?
Yeah.
But they are not alone.
Medic.
Even this soon in the tunnel,
Oh shit.
metaphorically speaking. On the ground, there are a number of well-worn footsteps pressed into the soft earth.
Huh.
I'll whisper back to him that this path is well traveled. It seems there must be a number of people or something down here.
And before long, you come to a crossroad.
Mm-hmm.
I sell my soul to the devil in exchange for skill at the blues.
The devil's seen this before. And this time he's come prepared.
Oh, shit.
I assume we're going in the direction of the noise and not away from it. So
Yeah, we're trying to sneak up on the noise.
So we head in that direction.
Okay.
Is that the same direction that the path goes? The footsteps?
Do you think maybe the dad's not dead, but he's just down there being a crazy, like,
Cultist? Maybe.
Then who would we find dead in the study? Just a fucking
Servant?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Or maybe it's all the servants of the house who are part of a cult and the family wasn't in on it.
That
You
too.
proceed and come to another crossroads.
Is that another check that needs to be made?
No.
The noise is still coming from directly ahead of us, right?
Yes.
Then we'll keep going straight.
Yeah, we really shouldn't be scrounging for stuff in
I
the
love how
dark.
you have that covered, like we're gonna look and be like, reveal your secrets.
No lie, it's really because space is limited. Like there's a possibility that you could look over the book, but really I can't stop that. I don't think you would, but you know. Were you one to not leave your fate to be discovered, but to instead discover it first, I'd really just shrug and go, well, I wish, but...
But then they'd also be a pumpkin eater.
They would also have ruined the surprises for themselves.
I can't believe David's gonna fucking kill us with a shambling mound again.
Hey, it might not actually be a shambling mound. It might be a group of cultists that were trying to make themselves seem like a shambling mound when in fact they're summoning a demon.
Stop. No, it's clearly a shambling mound. I made the checks. Unless he's just lying to me even after I make successful checks.
For what it's worth, whenever your knowledge is spotty, I try to reply in a spotty way, and I did not reply in a spotty way when I told you it was a shambling mound. While I can be a little lame about some things, you can trust that I'm never going to 100% as the GM confirm something in unambiguous language and then go, ha, you believed me because I used my truth voice. Now, if an NPC uses their truth voice, that's a little different.
Obviously, yeah.
But then you'd ask for an insight check.
Well,
Probably.
maybe. I should ask for an insight check, would be the entirely accurate thing for me to say. Moving forward, you enter into a room that has a large wooden table just off to the side of the center. The table also is flanked by 2 long benches, and the smell reaches your nose before you notice, but there are also bones strewn about.
Like on the floor?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
The floor. There's also a small alcove in this direction, as well as 2 hallways that go to the left and forward still.
Where's the sound coming from?
The sound is coming from forward still.
We'll keep heading that direction, but I'll tell them
A low, ominous chanting.
there's bones strewn on the floor, so be careful where you step. Put your foot down slowly or something like that. I should stop saying or something like that because that's my speech slipping into Graila's speech.
Since I'm right behind you, are you sure you do not wish to collect these ones as well?
No. Why would we
No,
collect
no,
them right
no,
now?
no to Sasha.
Perhaps after. We do not need a specter attacking us now. But once we have dealt with the shambling mound and whatever this chanting is, it would be good to take them from this place. Perhaps we don't need to take them far. There are graves down here.
Does this look like a catacombs area?
That was mentioned in the last session.
Kind of.
Yeah. Well, I just didn't know if this place was like an official, like, family catacombs, or if this is just something secret under the house.
With how well off they are, it is unlikely that they don't have a tomb. With no tomb above ground, it's likely down here.
Yeah.
Despite how secretive it seems.
I mean, we should go back and search out the rest of this in case there's any loot and other stuff we missed, but
Yeah.
the chanting takes first priority. Oh, also, I almost forgot.
Oh, your
Those
things
are
for the
not
day?
good. Well, no, one's fine, but the other one's kind of mediocre.
Oh, for your fortune?
Yeah.
Hey, I see 2 rolls to give to the enemy. That's what I see.
If they were bad, he would be fine with them, but it's probably.
Well, no. One
mediocre.
of them's bad, the other one's mediocre.
After tax action. And we have these 2. So, can you choose to take a dash action first before moving, or can you only take a dash action after moving? Like, do you have to spend your movement first and then dash?
Well, yeah, generally, because what a dash is taking an extra movement using your action.
Okay. Just wondering for terms of Goring Rush.
Is the Shining Mound actually plant?
Yeah. The Shambling Mound's type is plant, right? Oh, can't you charm plants?
Yes, that's why I asked. I was like,
What? It's not a monstrosity?
Well, if it's actually a plant.
I believe so, but I'm going to double check for clarity.
Yeah, it might be considered a monstrosity or a aberration.
What's the difference between the two?
It is a large plant.
that is funny. Alright.
Proceed further.
That's why you wanted to do Nature Cleric over Light Cleric, so you just be like...
The depths.
Well, normally that ability is not very good, and I considered it not really useful. Like, I wasn't going to use it, but if there's a Shambling Mound down here and a bunch of cultists, we find the Shambling Mound, I could just be like, you are mine, Shambling Mound, go kill those cultists.
Further and further into the dark depths. We go, following the distant wailings and chantings of likely cultists. Moving further in the passage.
Before we get too close, I'm going to throw a false life on myself.
Well, you're not close at all.
Mortis.
When you are
Caria. What?
traveling down the hall, you're suddenly interrupted.
Oh.
As a hand bursts through the earth right in front of Greila.
So,
Right
before I cast
before
my
your
spell?
very eyes. You can start casting it now, and depending on how long it takes, we can see.
Well, it's an action. It's fine if it
so.
doesn't go off. Okay, well, then, sure.
A horrible, ghastly, earth-eaten figure begins clawing its way out of the very floor in front of you. You and technically Sakaro can Sakar can see ahead more figures further down the hallway doing the same. But to anyone without dark vision, you hear rasping gasps and wet mud and clawing sounds and aggressive but broken moaning.
I'll say, I don't think I need to tell you guys this, but we're under attack.
You will quickly
I cannot
be
see.
beset upon.
I
And
cannot
it is anyone's
see.
guess as to when or where you will manage to survive.
This is a very small hallway.
Initiative?
I'm taking a break right now.
Oh, okay, cool.
Oh,
And now we return to the battle soon to erupt. I will need initiative.
15.
That flips to a better number, but I'm not good at it.
I heard you say 15. What did you get?
5. Despite being the only one that can see it.
They spooked you.
17.
And what about you?
6. Did we want to try avoiding lighting a torch?
I'm
No,
gonna.
that's fine. No.
I'm gonna use light to make it so everybody can see. Because it doesn't make sense not to. You guys would all have disadvantage. Although it's gonna take my fucking action to do so.
Which means we have to hold action or else we have disadvantage.
We prepare an action. You can't hold an action.
One
Well, yeah, prepare. That's one
of the monstrosities
Mhm.
goes
So hold.
first.
That makes sense.
Oh. Or do they?
Oh,
The enemies got, or rather,
I'm not going to use any of my portents, so you don't have to worry about it. I'm saving it for the fight with the shambling round.
Then in fact, one of the enemies goes first. They do not read from their ancient tome of knowledge, but I do.
One of the zombies just holds up the fucking monster manual.
I gotta know what actions I can take. Hold on a minute.
No, they look at fucking. They don't know. They don't have the monster manual. They have the player's handbook. They look at us. They're this class. This is what they can do.
One of the ghastly creatures lashes out at Greila.
Yeah,
Have
the only one.
Pokeballs.
Hitting you and paralyzing you.
However,
Fuck like.
their grasping ghoulish hand does not find flesh. It then becomes Crack's turn.
Very sensitive about problems.
Very well.
What are you preparing?
I'm gonna wait until I can see and I'm gonna shoot him. Or hit him.
It is then Sasha's turn.
Okay.
I will always say,
Would scooching by behind Greila still provoke tax opportunity, or because there was someone in the way? Like, how would you rule that?
I'm gonna say since someone's in the way, no.
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Fine this time.
Move there. Use Siguror to target one of them, and I will strike out with probably a fire bolt. Silent image of their zombie mom being like, leave. Yeah, I'm gonna throw out fire bolts.
Sorry, mention Mr. Wilson. I'm in the basement.
Get out of here. First off, we're gonna teach the zombies how to blood. Rule number 1, never tell your parents. Rule number 2, never tell your parents. Oh, hey, cool. 10 fire damage.
To hit?
Oh, 25 to hit.
That is a hit.
I deal 10 damage as I incarnate. Incertus, Polka, Imperio, and fire firebolt. I'm gonna say this one. And, maybe the weak fire take down the
Nah, they're the gooey
Now-
type of zombies.
Targeting that one, it would have some cover because Graila's in her way.
Plus 2 AC. I still rolled a 25. I mean, Graila's gonna be in the way.
Wow.
Or they're gonna have cover no matter what I do, unfortunately.
Yeah. Well, that is. There's a flash of light as a bolt of flame goes whizzing by Graila's head and strikes into one of the ghouls. Burning flesh invades the nostrils as it howls
So sorry.
in pain.
I mean, it's not like it smelled good before, but
And I thought they smoked that. Oh, that's
The creature then lunges out, attempting to take retribution on the first thing within reach, that being Greila.
yeah.
Good job taking all these hits, huh?
Yeah.
You got a decent armor class, right?
Yeah.
18?
17.
17?
Yeah. So it would be 18 if I had one more dex, but
Unfortunately, this time, the creature's attack takes more than air with it. Bit of flesh, bit of blood.
That does. We will carry on your legacy well.
No, it's fine. We just
make it very
where she is. We just cut that part off. Alright, well, we can get a spell later on. We'll grow that right back.
Inflicting 5 points of damage. Furthermore, I'm going to need a Constitution saving throw from you.
that is not surprising. Alright. Okay, I'm gonna 12.
You feel something attempt to take hold of your self, but you deny it.
Ah, neat. Okay, cool.
Thank God.
Yeah.
That paralyze is coming up on there.
I might use a turn on dead. I really don't want to get beat the fuck out.
You should put light up first. So
Yeah. They both
Another one of the creatures moves and starts pressing its body in the way of its contemporary.
Well,
maybe
Kinda
you
works.
should turn actually, because Siguror's not really gonna have a way to hit them
yeah.
unless you move and you provoke attacks of opportunity. You can move. But if you turn them all away, you can move.
That's true.
Unfortunately, it will be Siguror's turn first.
Well, I'm just wondering. Say, if you can't really attack if you're occupying the same space as an ally, correct?
No.
Okay, yeah, that means I wouldn't really be able to do anything. Do you? I can't really prepare an action to move and then attack, right?
I think you can.
Yeah.
Prepare an action to move and attack.
When I see light, move here and charge the first enemy I see.
I can't do them both on the same turn. Light takes my action and so does turn on dead.
Oh.
I mean, you could.
I don't see why not.
You could also move here, attack this one, use reckless attack. Since you have disadvantage from darkness, the reckless attack would just mean you make the attack roll normally.
Yeah.
I thought that's an option.
That is open to you.
I mean, that's probably my best bet. We all said have to use like a smaller weapon than the longsword.
No.
No.
Okay.
It'll be cramped, but
Okay. Because I mean, I have a hand axe that I can bust out instead.
With reckless attack, where don't you lower your AC?
I gain advantage on attack, and he gains advantage on attacking.
Yeah, but the only one who can attack him is that one. And once they're turned, it's not like.
And so,
true.
do you think it would make sense
Calculated
since
risk.
I am blind using like half speed to just get here? Since I'm blind.
Sure.
Okay.
If you didn't, I would have just contextualized it as you like
Sorry.
grabbing and pushing off of people so you don't have to slow down.
Yeah,
For
because I saw.
flavor, you could slow down anyway.
So I saw firebolt coming from over here, so I was like, okay, enemies are over here because pursued the
I
firebolt.
mean, I can move
Ghost.
full speed without saying people can move.
Well, no, I mean like you firebolt over here. That means you're away from the enemies. They're over here.
Which makes sense.
I'll go there and yeah, I'll try to do that. Recklessly attack that one, so I think I lose disadvantage. And just hopefully it hits. Yeah, it might, maybe.
Let's see if this curse dice.
18 to hit.
Risk but cautious. You maneuver and then attempt to attack around the corner. Your attack does connect.
Okay.
There's a ghastly gasp, the sound of steel piercing flesh that confirms this.
Turn 10 for the long sword. 15 damage.
You strike into the creature for, you said 15 damage?
13.
13 damage.
Does he have a fighting style? Do you have a fighting style?
I don't think barbarian's good. No, I don't think so.
No. Am I now supposed to add strength to damage?
It's
Yeah.
now Graila's
Yeah,
turn.
strength today.
Okay.
Okay. I'll cast light to make it so people can see, obviously, and the only other thing I could do would be cast spiritual weapon, but that would be camouflage. I will cast light, and then I guess that is. I'll cast Shillelagh, I guess, and that's my turn.
Didn't you already do that?
Very
I did.
well.
Yeah, actually, then I'll just. I can't take the dodge as a bonus action, right? So I'll just cast light.
Very well. Light illuminates the gloomy tunnels in which you currently reside. You can now see, those who couldn't, these creatures in all their horrific glory. Strands of black cloth clinging to their sallow frames. The remains of rooms, perhaps.
I think that means Croc's prepared to shoot himself since he can see that.
Perhaps. But perhaps, I mean yes.
So D10. So then
If we play by the rules, it does.
I mean, if you.
I don't think that's.
I'd be upset. I don't know about Mario. But if you wanted to disregard the rules and throw the rules out the window, can't really tell you not to.
I can't.
The 16 hit.
Which one are you?
It does indeed.
Plus, to David or myself?
I was assuming this one, if
Yeah.
that's not the. Okay. A thrust. It's on the side of Greila, but you managed to get around and get in
No,
there.
he's using the crossbow.
You fire. It's a little close, but you miss Greila. You hit your target.
Okay, so it's 4, 5, 6 plus another 2 from the undead
Yeah,
thing.
from your.
8 damage.
That was taking 23.
From a circle.
It could have resistance, I guess.
Resistance
Bolt
slashing.
slams into its chest. It's caving inward, and the creature itself falling limp and lifeless to the floor. Dispatched.
Hey.
Hey!
Yeah, 20. So 19 now.
It's just in time for one of his companions to join the fray.
Thanks, Chef. Now I get to get hit again.
What do you think is going to happen?
I'm
It
just saying.
shambles forward and again grasps out.
I mean, if you want the next go around, I can prepare an action to move and attack on your turn. You want to move?
Sorry.
I mean, I think your AC is a little bit higher than mine.
They don't seem that tough. We could probably just hit them.
Yeah, maybe we don't need to turn. Although I won't be able to move that away.
It raises its hands, seemingly grasping out at the air. It is only too late when it grabs onto either one of Graila's shoulders and then sinks its teeth into Graila's neck.
Okay, maybe this isn't as we thought it was, but
It's a bite.
Did it crit, David? Or is this a different type of attack?
It's different.
Oh, okay.
it's using its teeth.
Mm-hmm.
It bites into Graila's neck for 10 damage.
Ow.
Ow.
Does that leave you at?
18.
I never thought these big old health totals. Me with my, well, currently 33, but
That's more than mine.
that's buffed. Okay, but that's buffed. Normally my health is 24.
33 is what I have when I'm 12.
Maybe you should get false life. I don't know what to do.
Well, you get a
Then
Maybe you should use the dark powers of necromancy to artificially extend your life pool.
It moves back
Temporarily.
around to Crack.
Okay. I can't hit that one that's behind the third one.
This one?
No.
No.
Yeah, but this one's wounded if you want to try to finish him off.
I would suggest you attack that.
That makes it too.
I'll do my. I'll do that one. The one that's wounded.
I mean, actually, if it changes anything, David, I'm wondering, these are technically 5 feet apart, even though there's part of a wall in the way. Can he make melee attacks on this one? Because he obviously can't do it with that, because Graila's in the way, but this is technically next to, like, there.
Right.
See? Like, you can attack diagonally. Now, if the wall is too much in the way, he couldn't, and he'd have to use a crossbow regardless.
Then he would have cracked.
It's a little too much.
Okay.
24 is a hit.
Pretty sneaky attack.
That is it.
8 damage.
Isn't that kind of the point? Crack is always sneaky.
Crack cranes his neck and fires another bolt that lands very nicely in the fool's chest. It's harmed, it moans, I can't do anything about it yet. It then becomes Sasha's turn.
Insurtus. Polgar. Imperium. And again, I will blast that one with the mystic flames. The bolts of them. 15?
That is a hit.
Sweet.
That'd be a cool type of thing. You could sort of cast like
And 10
cantrips
damage
twice.
You can.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Sorcerers can twin cast a spell. It's not a magic they get that will basically repeat a spell without spending a spell slot. Cantrip spell slots anyway, but you're going to try to say. And Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica added a super cool item called Illusionist's Bracers. They require attunement, and whenever you cast a cantrip, you can recast that cantrip as a bonus action on the same turn.
So you can basically just do that and be Doctor Strange and bolts of all that and shit.
Yeah.
Sasha launches again a stream of flame that this time envelops the creature, stilling it for good.
I will say, quietly, you'll chop this around.
You want it?
Are you
Then
sure you want to take it? That's baby chocolate.
comes another enemy's turn. Another fresh ghoul is able to close in and, once again, rip at Greila.
Taking all the damage for you fucks and I gotta do everything myself. Take all the damage, heal myself,
How
everything.
much damage have you dealt this fight?
I don't know. I made it so
None.
you guys can fucking attack. Not
I
you,
could. What?
but
It's
them.
cold
I
grass
got 20.
does not penetrate Graila's defenses this time.
That's nice.
See, you're all.
It is now Sigurdur's
No,
turn.
it's fine. You have the highest AC. I'm
Second
sorry.
verse, same as the first. So this one would actually give me advantage if I attack recklessly, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, I shall do so.
So what if you rushed?
Light briefly illuminates this
Rushed
place.
recklessly.
Well, I mean, if Crack wants to push Greila out of the way, I could dash and fucking pin this guy to the wall.
I was
with
making a
horns.
joke. There's a Yu-Gi-Oh card called Rush Recklessly.
Which is what I think of every
That card's
time he
alright.
attacks recklessly.
That card's
Every
all
time
right,
I-
if I remember it correctly.
Yeah. It was good when it came out.
I mean, I never used it, so I don't really remember it.
Hey!
Shit.
Nice crit.
24 to hit.
Does
26.
Proficiency, right? Sorry, 26.
That's not hit.
Damn!
We were looking specifically between 20 to 25. That's why I said something, because I knew it sabotaged you.
Damn!
It's okay, David. I got you back.
Damn Heroes Unlimited logic
you often
of
do.
rolling lower is better.
See, you say that sarcastic.
No, it's weird to me. It's so weird to me!
Anyway,
Very weird. Thankfully, right now, the rolls make sense.
Alrighty.
When do barbarians start getting bonus hit dice? For
bonus
their
damage
critical?
dice?
Yeah,
For critical, I call them 9, I think.
Yeah,
really?
like way later.
Damn.
Same day.
13.
You know, the funny thing is, that happened to me. The first time I hit him and did 10, I crit.
Yeah.
And then when I did the second time, I didn't crit, but I did the same damage.
13.
Yes.
You slash out rather recklessly, drawing undead ichors on the floor.
Would I be able to hit that one from my position with hammering horns? Since I hit him with a melee attack? Try and shove him back a little bit?
Shuffle.
Or shove him from?
I will say sure.
Okay, then it's a strength saving throw. Is 8, 9, 10, 14.
Cool. And if he gets knocked down, that means where Greila goes, she'll have advantage on smacking it with her.
Step on
Sure.
its head.
You then lay into it with thunderous might. That knocks it down.
Ah, it's beautiful.
Oh, he switched it from attack to defense mode. There you go.
Thankfully,
It is then
I
Graila's
activate
turn.
Shield with sword.
No, you don't want to do that. No, it just swaps the attack and defense totals. It doesn't swap position.
Clearly, it's switching to defense mode because defense is high. But if I switch its defense and attack,
Yeah.
Shield and sword
Alright.
for it.
It's a great move at a critical juncture, I think.
I'm a closer.
Very well.
That's 6. 20 to hit and 5 for damage. No, it's just magic bludgeoning. That was this reading.
I actually probably should get that card for the defenders. Here you go. 4-star, 2700 defense monster. Because this is
The
rare.
mystic might of your club slams into the creature, breaking bones beneath the undead flesh, harming it further.
I rolled the lowest I got damage. So makes
I
sense.
know. I know you have a low form of fires.
It then retakes its feet.
Swapped. Attack position. Oh no!
Shambling up, fueled by emotion, it then lashes out somewhat wildly.
I activate Mystic Javelin.
You activate Mystic Javelin, you will be gaining, I guess, like 22 life? Might know its attack. I forget. You'll gain something, and then someone
Yeah,
else will ask why you're using Javelin, because I'm sure it's a bad card by now.
Well, I think it's like gain health equals to the damage. If I'm correct. I used to have this.
It lashes out, goes a little wide, scraping against
This was a trap
Graila's
card.
protective.
Both drop cards.
I thought Mr. Javelin was.
It
I'm
then
thinking of the
becomes
spear.
Crack's turn. Once more.
Hard hitting Yu-Gi-Oh conversations. That's what people. So, sign up.
Hey, people have different interests.
Nice.
13.
That is a hit.
Oh, 101.
So if you go,
15 damage.
play Pokemon.
Alright. And I forgot to ask. You hit this one last time?
Yeah.
No, he hit that one.
Well, back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because his friend took the spot.
Right.
And you said how much damage again?
15. 9 plus 6.
Some people also play Duel Masters.
Again, crack fires, and again, bolt meets flesh.
And that raging one was really
Ripping,
working
tearing.
Jesus Christ.
A 3 plus 2 damage.
It's then Sasha's
Oh
turn.
yeah.
Okay, so this one has taken a bunch of damage. Probably doesn't have that much left, so I'm gonna throw a firebolt at it. Just trying to finish it off.
It is looking quite ragged.
Yeah, since firebolt cannot doesn't do a lot of
You're a
damage.
little down the hallway. Should we be able to target it?
Well, this section. I mean, if you will, I can't. Then I'll target this one. It's fine either way.
Oh.
Does a 24 hit?
Yeah.
Okay. 1 damage.
Wow.
Finish that next spell.
Cantrips don't add stat.
They do not. I'll get that though for Squid.
Flame chars undead flesh.
I could have gone it if I'd gone Invoker. Just dig deep swizz.
I forgot about
One of the ghouls again attempts to rip and tear at Greila, though again is unsuccessful.
Good.
And now it is Siguror.
third verse, same as the first.
Still very repetitive song. Buy it now on iTunes.
Sigurd pulls out his sword. It's the final countdown. Or like a ton of Rush songs. Except I like the final countdown. I kind of like Rush.
What was the one that took forever? Wasn't that like 2012 or 2021?
Yeah, something like that. That's their big.
The one has like 7 parts, right?
You talking about the Rush?
23?
25.
That is it.
25. Yes.
What?
5 damage.
Alright.
Why don't you have the
That's it.
bonus thing?
Hmm?
Why don't you have the bonus thing?
Because I have it marked as versatile for my shield.
Siguror swings out with tremendous force, stilling this body once more.
They were tap boxes specifically for.
It then comes back around to crack.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what attack box means, and then you use the last one for damage.
21.
That is it. Takes a bit of adjustment. Managed to peer around and fire. This time, fire a bolt that manages to
I
tear.
think you skipped Grails.
You did skip my
I did. You may or may not fire that bolt.
I'm gonna thwack him. If I can. I don't thwack him.
Okay, well, the bolt guys.
Let the boat go.
Unfortunately,
simple.
swing and a miss for Greila. It comes around to crack, and then fires another bolt that rips and tears through flesh and causes this body to fall still once more. If you would hand this down, I would appreciate it. Silencing these terrors, though there's still the ominous chanting upon the wind.
We should be careful.
Should we drop the light? I'm wondering if it would be worth it to drop the lights or not.
Can you recast it?
What?
What? Light? I can get rid of it if you want.
If you would like to continue sneaking,
Yeah.
but if not, there's a chance they already know we are here with the sound of fighting.
Yeah, sure. I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself, David.
Very well. You stop just as long as it takes to restore some balance.
I heal 11 health. In case you're wondering. Alright.
I have nothing to
It's up to
help
you guys.
healing.
I mean, honestly, it doesn't make a difference to you. But,
Well,
You guys
do we
want
want to
to-
sneak or do we not want to sneak?
well, sure.
So I got a yes, Rob?
I'm fine with attempting to sneak. They might have heard it,
That's
though.
2 yeses.
I mean, you were casting spells.
I'm fine with charging them down.
Okay, I think Sasha will go with sneaking just for tactics, so I think that's 3 to 1. So kill the light and let's go back to sneaking.
Alright.
I'm just saying, once we hit the enemy, they charge them. I assume we reroll stealth?
Yes.
Okay.
People that rolled garbage last
fuck.
time is going to
I
roll
got
better
this.
this time.
18! So I rolled even better.
Hey!
No good roll.
7.
Same as last time.
You
I
had
got a
6! Oh my god.
got a 1.
Adding 6 does not exclude the possibility of not rolling well.
I got the lowest I can ever get.
Unfortunately, the luck is a fickle mistress.
Having paused briefly,
That's a bummer.
you can tell the ominous chanting now comes most from a different direction. You had followed it down this far, and now hear it the loudest from this direction.
Oh, the direction you were going in.
Oh, well then let's switch around to... Switch that around. Continue on. And I will note, David, Rangers have a thing where when they're in the party, we can't be lost except through magic misdirection. Just throwing that out there.
I forgot about that.
It's one of the cool things about Rangers.
Yeah.
Can't get lost. It'll be very useful when we get out of this house, assuming we ever get out of this house, and have to travel through werewolf country.
We can't stop here. This is werewolf country!
Well, I mean, it's a pretty bad idea to stop at werewolf country, to be perfectly honest.
Depending on how hurt you still are, if you want, we can try to stop for a short rest.
No, I'm good. I'm only down.
I'd also rather not
Four
stop
hours.
for a short rest, because I have my buff up.
Right.
It's an hour duration.
Okay.
And I rolled max on it, so I'd rather keep it.
In interest of following the chanting, you pass by another hallway and come to a set of stairs that descend further into these gloomy tunnels.
So I guess now the question is, should we search out the rest of the catacomb before going down a level, or should we continue down a level?
If there's chanting, there's a chance that there may be a ritual or some other foul magic being worked.
Yeah, but if we defeat whatever's down there, we might not be able to get back.
And the plan was searching the level.
But I'm also fine with going.
This house is driving me mad!
I don't know. It's up to you guys.
I said search.
I am foregoing, continuing.
Having heard the chanting, can I make out the language it's in? Excuse me.
It's a little difficult.
The Draconic, or whatever magic language is the standard? Does it sound like spell words? Can I roll Arcana?
Sure.
Is this actual chanting or just mumbo jumbo?
12 on my Arcana check.
Through focusing a little harder and looking for specific syllables, you're able to tell it is incredibly difficult to hear because they still sound oh so far away. But it is not chanting in Draconic. In fact, the words sound to be in common.
Huh.
What?
Can you pick out any?
Not really.
Hmm.
It's too far. It carries, but it also carries with some reverberation.
I assume we'd also have to get closer if he'd be able to pick out if it was like actual like ritualistic chanting or if it's just say chanting in a church.
Unfortunately,
Do you want to keep going? You want to explore?
Perhaps we should clear out the tunnels lest something sneak up on us in the dark.
Alright. I guess that.
So that's Sasha's opinion. I mean, I kind of liked. Well, we don't want to get back attacked by something when we're just rushing towards the
goal.
goal.
Yeah.
No. I mean, out of character, I'd be fine with searching around. In character, chanting must be important. Trying to do
concern
something.
about the
I do
chanting.
not believe it is magical.
Concern about the chanting within is put aside for the potential of what may still lay within this level. And as such, you decide to turn back for now. Where shall you go?
Why not take the first tunnel?
Yeah, first tunnel. Let's just. Basically, we're just going to sweep through the whole area. Thankfully, we can't get lost because of crack, or at least we shouldn't be able to. That being said, though, I'm going to. I have a bag of sand. I'm going to leave little pinches of sand in places so that I can follow our way back. In the off chance that there is some sort of illusion trying to trick us.
You come to another crossroads.
Left.
For record, there's a little more than just this over here. I'm just not rearranging it that much. I heard a call for left.
Left
Maybe
is
it's time
fine.
to argue against it.
No. So then, this is the way to the stairs?
Yes.
correct? Okay.
Moving this way,
If anybody has any chalk, you'd also start leaving like freaking arrows and stuff like that.
I know chalk. I
discovers
think,
a large
Hard
map.
has chalk, but hard can move it.
No.
maybe you should have imported your character.
No.
You doubled up on rangers.
I did.
That sounds like a cool Strahd campaign. 4 anti-undead rangers.
Seems a little excessive.
I think it'd be kind of cooler to run like Crusader Paladins.
That'd be too awesome.
I like the cleric.
Full
Poor
clerics.
clerics would just destroy Curse of Strahd like super hard.
Maybe. I mean, you'd have a ton of healing. And
With
you'd
a
have.
ton of radiant damage.
Yeah, and a ton of radiant damage.
A violent amount of radiant damage.
Hey, y'all need Jesus.
Bam!
Barovia needs Jesus, and we're about to deliver.
I would make a joke about there being mixed feelings about that, but Barovia is terrible. It'd probably just be like, yeah, cool, do it. This sucks.
Yeah, it's pretty shit on the wall.
Can you use the other side? Oh, well, actually, maybe not.
Starting to think this basement is huge.
It seems
And it's gonna take like 5 sessions to get there.
That's what I was thinking.
We might have miscalculated.
I figured there's probably loot down here. But maybe that's the trick of Curse of Strahd. Every time you think there's gonna be sweet loot somewhere,
There's not. There's just more enemies.
it's not. It's just,
Oops, more zombies.
oops, all zombies.
The zombies don't really drop anything worthwhile taking, right?
Ghouls.
The six
Zombies are
I will
ghouls.
say.
They did not. Unarmed, wearing tatters of robes.
This isn't an MMO. It's not like they're gonna drop ghoul claws I can turn in for my new fucking set glasses.
Unfortunately not.
Or the Witcher 3 when they're crafting or alchemy ingredients.
This room is very large. And as far as Greila and technically Sasha can see, there are a number of adjoining rooms as well as a large well in its center.
Cool.
Like a well that actually has water?
There's only one way to find out.
Well, I'll go look.
Also, if this was a Darkest
Yeah,
Dungeon,
Siguror will look as well.
if this was a Darkest Dungeon campaign, we really wouldn't be able to sneak down here.
We'd lose sanity really fast.
Oh
Just
yeah,
like-
we'd be
like
getting
interacting.
stressed the fuck out.
Scrutinizing the well,
But more
Greila
loot.
notices that there is a broken wooden beam above from which a bucket hangs, as well as a small pulley system. While the bucket is currently dry, presumably there's water down below.
So it's still wet?
No, he said the bucket's dry.
Despite
No,
the
I thought you
bucket
said
being
drying.
dry,
Okay, I thought you said drying. Sorry.
Yeah.
Siguror will peer down the well. Do I need to roll perception?
I mean, I was gonna look down the
Sure.
well too.
17.
And that's when the lady grabs your face.
Is it more than 60 feet down, David?
mm,
Because if it's not, I'll roll perception as well.
actually looking closely, Greila believes that it is shallower than 60 feet down, maybe
Okay.
closer to like
I got 23. Yeah.
Alright. Looking down, if there's anything in the water, you don't make it out. Siguror looks, inspects, doesn't see anything in particular. Goes back to running drugs. Siguror then peers down the
Is that a
well
Sicario reference?
and then
Yes.
up, and finds nothing to make noise about.
Okay. You guys want to dip the bucket in and see what happens?
Yeah. Let's do
Is
that.
there anything in the bucket?
He said the bucket was empty. Let's lower the bucket down, but I will prepare an action to firebolt something if, like, a monster jumps out of the well.
Siguror grabs and tips the bucket and finds nothing inside. You then elect to lower the bucket into the well. There's a loud screech at first as rope that has not been moved in a while drags through the mechanism at the top. And then a series of low creaks as you lower the bucket down. Eventually there's a soft splash. It hits water. It feels heavier when you pull on it. And as it comes up, there's sloshing. It slowly ascends through the space and comes up. The bucket now smelling different. Its sides are spackled with darkness, as if it has recently been submerged in liquid, which it has. Though now appearing in it, you find blood.
I thought so.
Can we tell that in the dark?
Well, blood has a pretty distinctive smell, first of all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely would smell it.
It
Even
is
if that's
something
not
that
the
you've
case.
smelled before.
Sakar and fucking Greila can definitely see that's blood.
I was
Yeah.
wondering, because I thought dark vision didn't allow you to see colors, just
Uh,
hues of gray.
Even if you saw gray, you would still tell the difference between blood and water. They look
Yeah.
different.
Yeah, well, it's clear.
Yeah, water's clear, blood is not. It also smells like blood.
yeah.
Let's tip the bucket and like slowly pour it out and see if there's anything in it. And if nothing, we'll just leave because that is creepy.
You slowly pour out the bucket.
Like into the well, not like on the floor or anything.
Are you sure that'd be very loud?
What?
You pour it into the well.
Well, to the ground, it would still be
Slowly.
loud.
We could slip on it. You know how slippery blood is?
Yeah.
Pouring
Also could attract the ghouls.
Pouring it will make noise, but it will not make more noise than when you initially jerked it and lowered it.
Yeah.
That's fine.
It is a little more risk.
Also, worse that happens, more ghouls show up, more experience points.
It travels down the well and splashes.
And, sorry, I meant to say this earlier, but if something is coming out of the Siguror will prepare an action that if it looks like something out of the bucket is falling, like any distinct thing, Siguror will grab it with its claw, assuming it's not too big. Basically, check, well, because there might be something in the blood, but I'm not sticking my fucking hand in it.
I understand.
There is nothing within the blood.
Okay, well then I will say, well, that was morbid and furthermore pointless. Let's check the rest of these side rooms.
So they will be continuing their struggle against the darkness of Barovia next time. If you have any last words, speak them now. For next time, you may die.
Jesus. You can find more of me on Lights Camera Initiative, where I speak for everyone here. Everything I say, 100% with the rest of the people at this table and the other table believe. 100%. I thought the session was cool. I didn't get hit by the ghouls, though, so my opinion is probably a little different than some other people's.
No, that's all right.
And yeah, it's definitely creepy basement stuff. I'm hoping we can find some cool stuff down here. I have a sneaking suspicion all we're going to find is undead trying to kill us. Yeah.
I don't really have anything to say. I thought it was fun. I don't have social media, so good luck getting a hold of me.
I'm going to put people's discords in the in the things now, so we'll get random.
Worse.
Dude, I get random people trying to, like, add me on Discord, and when I try to ask them, like, hey, who are you, they just don't say anything.
Yeah, I do too. I think those are bots.
Or some of them will be, like, little kids being like, I heard you play D&D, and I'm like, you're 13. I'm not talking to a 13-year-old. Sorry,
Over the net,
that's
yeah.
just weird.
Oh, yeah,
I'm
that's
29.
That's how you get on Chris Hansen's
It's like,
Well, there is some.
why don't you sit down? You're like walk into Jeff's place.
Well, the
like,
kid was
why don't you
weird.
sit
Like, he
down?
was in a conversation that I was in with other people, and he was acting weird.
Okay.
So,
Well, that's
Could have
different.
just been a spaz.
Yeah, it was a cool session.
He refused
Camera
to do
scared
so
the boy!
because you told him to.
I didn't tell him to during the beginning. He
I
still
know.
didn't look at it, so
I
it's
know
not
he
like...
wasn't going to, but now he's like stubborn about it.
It seems that it can't be helped. Barring any last words from you, we'll sign off.
I want to take care of that goddamn chanting. Chanting is never good. In this setting.
Perhaps. Farewell for now.
Bye!
Bye.